I think Brian Spectro has been someone that shares similar thought patterns or understandings of stuff like that, and that's probably why I've enjoyed gaming with him, or in a sense, because it's like when we play Overwatch together, he usually plays tank, and he's just like kind of up there and on it on the right targets that I would want to be on, and doing the setting up the things like that. But I think if you're going to look at it on a Myers Briggs level, I think we just have really high intuition and aren't necessarily always focused on the like I forget what the title is for the other one, the S quality. But I noticed this when I was coaching at the university. The players that had the S type in their Myers Briggs, there if you were to ask if you were to take a clip and you were to bring it into theater mode and you're reviewing it, if you were to do this in a private setting and you were going to ask a student, okay, what are you observing here? You know, um, players that had high intuition would normally talk about overall map positioning and prepping for like these upcoming events so that you could play it out in a fashion that is valuable to you. But the players that had the S type, maybe it's sensing, yeah, um, in their Myers Briggs would point out something in the current moment and say this player missed their shots or he missed one bullet here or something like that. Very sensory like, and it's interesting because I'm very able to see the current moment too, but my focus while I'm playing is always in the moment after the moment that I'm in, and it's just interesting. um, I have to work really hard to pull myself from doing that. And I think any good gamer is able to is needs both, or any team really needs both. Like if you have a team full of high intuition players and they're not uh they don't have the depth built behind it, they're commonly going to be like almost sound a little whining or complaining because they're not realizing how many moments they have control over in the current moment, even if everything is not exactly as they need it to be, you know. Whereas, um, if you were to take a roster full of sensory, personality types with that, they typically will say something along the lines of blaming the whole entire match not on positioning but based on something um, like Ryan dropping his shield for a second or something like that, which may not have that much to do in the grand overall scheme, but in that particular moment in that particular match it might have, like I don't know, it's very interesting to start studying and looking at the whole picture of that as a study. And every match is a different story, like literally every game, every match. So there's kind of always a new study on it. But
Cheers, love! I guess we'll let anyone be a pilot these days.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I guess it's the difference between the macro and the micro type things. Like if you notice the way that I position and move is very a lot of macro stuff. Like even on characters like Tracer, like I take the time to make all these kind of routes and do all these things that are wider. Even there, like I positioned in a way that it leaves Anna questioning whether am I coming back for her or not, and I haven't gone and done any damage to her, but I left her wondering, Right there, I didn't want to line myself up for an easy dart, so I just did a little bit of damage and slid over to the side.
I fouled.
Oh man, I should have like tucked into the corner.
This will restore you.
I think one of the reasons that I find myself playing a more tracer and things like that too is because they require a good amount of just like if you look through that whole entire thing, I think the Reaper kill was probably one that I should have committed to early on. Oh no, I have no dash. We need to get behind them. This is a similar thing like that. We need to split them up. Like we don't want to take them straight on because we don't have front of damage and we have ball, right? So like we're not trying to, and we have no tank, no shield tank. So the best thing we can do is try to split them up into 1v1s and take their fights that way. But to
I'm on the objective. Ever get that feeling, deja vu?
even that a lot of that was macro gameplay to pull both of their DPS focused onto me into the corner, and I just barely got my. I mean, if they were good, I was dead, but I just barely got my recall back up in time to have pulled them off the point for us to be able to take it. Oh my gosh, the door. I'll join team chat, but I'm enjoying talking to you guys. We're just thinking out loud.
Wicked! My ultimate's ready. Hi. There we go.
Nice pick, son.
Thanks. Oh, I tried to catch it.
That was better. I made sure I played that slower. Another thing too is I enjoy really pushing the pace that I'm doing things. Oh, that's cool. I didn't mean to, but I ended up taking the mega.
Someone's on point.
Nice, nice.
No, that's 3 of their ults. So we don't have much time.
Not much time.
Oh, unless you're just perfectly fine. It's like a 3v6.
That's a waste.
Oh, okay.
Very low.
Those mines were huge. Those one slap. Like,
Yeah, they were really good.
And they're actually always the same size.
That's a very Christine comment right there.
1-0.
I appreciate you. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys kind of enjoy this, this like commentary, thought process kind of thing. It's interesting to me, at least. You know, I'm sure someone else in the world thinks it's got an interesting topic.
3, 2,
Hi.
1. Capture the objective.
Which is why I also think that my playstyle for assassins and that kind of stuff in this game is really fun to watch because you can see
Yeah,
it
but
taking
Winston,
form and
left
taking
side.
shape.
Seems to be
I
alone.
also it's very exciting to me because that just means that I get to
Nice boot.
ooh, dang it, dude. I needed to go instead of going straight to the point. I should have retraced my steps back towards my
Oh my-
spawn. Would have given me a way out. Well, okay, that's hindsight though, because like
An Ana behind?
if my team was wise, they would
alone?
they would have been with me in the first place because the right hand side of this map is stronger than the
Reaper's
left.
hat.
And all of this area is where the strength is, and so you know, and then I figured, okay, well if they're not here, and I have 3 of them, then that must mean that I can meet them on point, you know, and that they would have awareness of my existence, and they didn't. So you know, like just kind of. The whole goal of that was to dash to my team for safety, for heals, you know, so then turn around and fight and be with group, but they weren't there. Otherwise, if I know that they're not going to participate in my fighting 3 players, then I should have gone ahead and
Watch out for Shatter.
that's crazy. Oh no! Wait, that killed me in. Hold on, I want to watch this. Was I inside of the Transcendence? It's hard to tell.
And she's back in the game.
Well, that'll kill me through a Transcendence.
Ooh.
Now, go well. There we go. Pulse bomb ready.
He's solo. Reaper, one shot to your left. He's got to be over there, by.
Oh, I tried.
Hey, stop.
Get the Ana, get the Ana.
Reaper's behind.
Alright, I'm playing on point. Nice. Watch for the pull. Hog no pull.
Hog no hook.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
Hey,
Nice.
check me out.
Here with you, ball. He's half. Okay, come back, ball. Oh, hello, ball. What the? This kid's living on another planet. You gotta be kidding me. He's in comms. I should have stayed up top on the high ground and walked my way out that way.
Or
Oh
not.
my gosh.
Reaper's one.
I would have watched this one. Okay. I thought he was actually shooting. I didn't know he was in tire form. That means that Junkrat turned that corner and just blindly pressed Q. Did not. He didn't look both ways before crossing the street. Is the analogy that I'm saying.
Surrender to my will.
That was not the time to pop the tire. Okay, so I can explain that one too, like the Reaper one a little bit later. So if I'm now Junkrat, right? I turn the corner. I want to survey, like before I use this tire. I want to take a look at what's going on. He didn't take a look. He just turned the corner, pop Q, and then what would have happened is he sees Reaper and he takes a step back and shoots left click. Thus, Reaper is going to try to still get closer on that, and I would have showed up right behind the Reaper. But because, granted, there's like a small room for error, like just if I messed up on my distancing. But this is, I would have showed up right behind the Reaper and burst him instantaneously with the Junkrat, you know. But there was no, that didn't happen in that moment. Focus. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Focus the Reaper in these fights. Or the Ana. Yeah.
The objective is now.
Ana dead. Here are the Genji.
Just in time. Hiya. Back in the fight. Stop. Wicked. I'm on the objective.
I'm capping. Oh, he's so low.
I just you two.
I was hoping on getting one more blink and then going up to towards the Mega. Reaper flanking. Reaper on your backside. We should try to stay on the left-hand side as much as possible.
Now, where were we? There we go.
Oh my god.
Nice ping.
I'm here with you. Fight, fight, fight out.
Reaper behind.
We're behind you guys.
Hiya. Wicked.
We're gonna have Nano Blade, huh?
Much better. Hiya.
Nice pit.
Thank you. But they're gonna be near point.
Much better.
I got pinned.
That was a really good shatter. Watch it. Hey, Reaper's gonna come out. I'm down to just leave this
Ryan's
run
still
for a
right
bit.
side.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Oh my god, I messed up. Nice. We can keep working with this a little as long as they get aggressive.
Hiya.
I probably should have mine up. Yeah, I think they just threw the
I'm
game.
in the zone.
It's up to you, Tracer, I believe.
No, dude. I messed up.
We can regroup quick. We have time.
And she's hiya.
Watch the Reaper. To your right, Ryan. You can't walk that way.
They're Ryan's right.
Nice,
Right
nice.
side.
Can I get a pack behind you more? Or break? Oh boy, guys. Zarya's charged, man. Ryan's low. Yes. Reaper? Alright, we're still in it. Oh, so, let me see this guy.
Taking the point.
They swap to from off Genji and on a Tracer.
Wicked.
Okay.
Ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Tracer going to point. Go to point. Go to point. Get them more if you can. I'm on the Reaper now. I lost Tracer. I don't know. Tracer no recall. Oh no, I didn't get the recall. Here's Zarya if you can. No.
Oh, Reinhardt real low.
Dang it.
That was real close.
Yeah.
Oh well, good try.
Yeah, good try. I was trying to, at the very end there, I was trying to break the Zarya bubble and then get under because we needed to go forward, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should.
I didn't feel like Zarya was that charged
Double my will.
the whole time.
I definitely ended up just.
Get off.
All right, later, Christine.
Night, night.
Good night. I definitely think I just ended up charging Zarya in that last moment, but trying to find something. There was also maybe a frame or two where it would have made sense to just hit the Tracer hard, but I like lost her or something like it was kind of. In those type of scenarios, what you want to do is you want to keep the Tracer kind of under control. Like so, she starts to go really hard after somebody else on your team, then you just go punish her. But for the most part, if she wants to chase you around like that, just let her continue to do so. You just have to stay a couple steps ahead of her, and if she wants to, because she wasn't really doing a whole lot either. It was just the fact that the rest of our team was losing, even with both Tracers out of the picture. So I had to find a way to force myself into the scenario and deal enough burst damage, or get a whole entire kill onto somebody in a moment to give us an advantage, because we were losing. Even though, like, there's two in what happened is because he goes Tracer there, like, we're just off doing a Tracer duel, and neither of us were really making a big impact on the overall rest of the fight. I was getting like some spray damage, but it was at medium range. So I have to find a window where I can like jump all the way in and just like really burst the target and then get that kill, and then give us the player up advantage, or at least a high enough damage that we then get the kill and then get that player up advantage. But like it was just so hard to find it. Finally, when I saw that we were reaching a point in the team fight where it was getting like really dire, that's when I just committed in, and Zarya just still had her bubble. So I decided to burst, like just try to like pour damage into it, and hoping that somebody else was shooting her too, and then we just like overcharging a Zarya is a concept that a lot of people don't grasp, and like you don't want your Zarya to be the enemy Zarya sitting at high charge, but there are moments in this game where if she puts her bubble up, it is more beneficial for you to shoot the bubble, break the bubble, and then kill her immediately. As a maybe like as a 2v1 type scenario. Where because the time is more valuable than the damage that she's gonna output, and that's a hard calculation for a lot of players to make, but it definitely exists in this game, and that only speaks to that only praises the designers that make this game, because there are so many cool design balances and stuff like that seem to be right on that edge. And if you're left as an individual gamer or someone or a team, if you're left in a situation that is a hard decision like that, that's a good thing from a design development standpoint. That means that you're doing a good job as a designer, making options and choices and forcing your player base to have game knowledge as well as make those decisions inside of a chaotic moment. And that's good. That's what you want in a game. That you want competitive games should have high levels and frequent amounts of difficult decision making consistently, you know, and that's yeah. That may be a game that I upload and we didn't win, but it's more about the conversation that we were having, and I think that was interesting. So, if you thought this kind of topic was interesting and you want to see more videos on this, maybe I've considered doing gameplay analysis stuff again. I personally like it's exhausting and takes a lot of energy to just go through matches, but I do know that I'm very analytical and just like I can release a high quality gameplay review vids, but they're just a lot of work, you know. So I kind of avoid doing them, and I don't know. We'll see. A lot of stuff in Overwatch would come down to like positioning per se. Like that's what opens up more options and more stuff. So if you look at where our team was positioning, the route that they were taking, even on the fight that I stuck the tank and then we killed the tank, their main tank, and then they still lost. That is because someone's gonna say out there that that's because they popped so and so ultimates and they were able to just walk right through the team. Well, the reason why they were able to walk right through our team is because our team was not positioned in a situation where they can use natural cover to escape quickly, like very quickly. And that's what you need. You need to be prepared for all situations that may arise or may occur in every single moment, and that's you see that in a lot of the movement that I utilize even on characters like Tracer and stuff like that who have high mobility. I'm very aware of the routes and what I'm doing and where I'm positioning myself and where I'm going within all this stuff, and every player should have that similar mindset, and no matter what character you're playing, you should always give yourself an out at every moment. And if you play to that style, you increase your longevity as an individual on the map and give yourself more options to make in various scenarios and moments. So even if the enemy team pops 2 ults, 3 ults, whatever it may be, you still get to decide how you react, and you're not just like, oh, we're screwed, you know, because they had this long hallway to try to back down that your so-and-so shield, your bubble, whatever it may be, is not designed to absorb that amount of damage when the ultimates start flowing through, you know? So that's why natural cover is the best cover you're ever going to get. So you kind of have to always be prepared for that kind of stuff, and just do a good job at recognizing where these areas on the map are, how they work, and that's something that I think would be a good topic in a video, because I think that I can understand how that would be a difficult thing to kind of start settling in and making those decisions on your own. I'd have released a few Overwatch strategy videos out there on this YouTube channel, so like if you want to go browse those, they should give you good, they should help, but I definitely understand that I haven't done enough in terms of my part of relaying this information clearly to all the gamers out there. And this is stuff that you could apply in Overwatch or into other games like potentially even Valorant as it comes out, which I'm interested to see, because I already got a glimpse at map design there, and I already started recognizing things that I would want to do. So it'll just be interesting, you know. Let me know in the comments what type of stuff you're interested in.
Prepare your defenses.
And if
Select
that
your
is
hero.
the discussion that you're really here for and that you really want to talk about, because I think it's probably about time I start voicing that stuff out there publicly and really make it clear and decisive, you know.
Cheers, lads! The cavalry's here! Yeah!
Attackers incoming in 10 seconds.
Wicked!
I'll be busy soon enough.
Hi.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Get behind the barrier. Stop the payload.
That's what I'm gonna name the video that I'm gonna make.
Hiya. Ever get that feeling of deja vu? This is not the end. Hiya.
So a lot of what I'm doing right there is just adjusting. I know that what my actions are, like what direction is going to force an opponent to look at. So I'm using the first-person POV to mess with them, you know. So I know, like, okay, I have this character looking this way, this character looking this way. I can go here, you know. And rather than executing for the kill, I'm just like doing it to set up and stall time. And as you saw, our team ended up picking up 2 kills in that moment, and we were able to stop them. So.
Thank you. Hiya. Enemy seen. My ultimate's ready. Enemy turret ahead. Some speed. I'm on fire. Hi. Cheers, love. The cavalry's here. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
I really like Anna's positioning there.
Ever get that feeling? Enemy turret ahead.
Enemy turret down.
Hiya.
Jumping from rooftop to rooftop, guys.
60 seconds remaining.
Hi. Hiya. Enemy turret ahead.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Hiya.
30 seconds remaining.
Enemy turret. We're together. We can do this. Enemy turret down.
Bomb away.
Ah, man.
This will
I
have
was hoping for something else there.
Hiya.
enemy turret.
That was funny.
Hang on, everyone. We can do this.
I recalled too early. Dang, I needed my pulse line to be big if I wanted to hold on to that. I was hoping that I would get enough distance. There's if you wanna
Has reached
take a look at that, there was
Hi.
2 players out of the 6 that were looking at me, and 4 players, maybe 3 or 4. 3 or 4 of them. It should be 4, but I don't know if they were all there. Looking forward, and so I was trying to get to the pack of 4, stick somebody in the pack of 4, and then stall the other 2 that were on me. So I'm holding 2 players' attention, but I'm also,
Enemy turret destroyed.
you know, I've taken somebody out of the group of the 4 to give my team an advantage. And you know what I mean? Like kind of basically do work around that. I think you can kind of understand what I'm saying just by.
My business, my hello.
Because what that does is that alleviates pressure on our 4v4 scenario or 5v4 scenario and puts it even more into our favor. So, and if I can hold 2 players on top of that, I don't even have to kill anyone. See if this oh, that would have been so cool. I wasn't initially trying to bounce it, but if it bounced and then landed right when she showed out, she would have been good. Ooh. Another thing that you can know too is you don't always. I guess this goes exactly on the same topic, but you don't always have to. It's not always about kills. It's about keeping somebody under control. Like right there, that forces them more to shift. Like I could have, you know, yeah, better aim would have been really nice, but. I'm also calculating in the back of my head like other players' positioning, and I don't want them to have any kill shots. Oh no. So like a lot of times my movement is not based on this one-on-one scenario. It's I know Torv is here, but I also know that there are also players to my right-hand side, and I need to be aware of any outside damage, tracer like blinking in, you know. So but that goes back down to, I think, my personality type, as well as tying that in with being a good player. But there are definitely players that are laser focused on like just every shot, and they're not so worried about the outside environment that's going on. And you can see that at the highest level of gameplay and at the lowest level. That's not a gameplay skilled thing. That's more of a. I mean, there's an element of that it is, right? So don't discredit that. But I'm just saying that ties more to your personality, mental personality type, than I think to your level of play. You know, a good player will know how to do both. But I think it's just an interesting topic. Send Bob in behind him here to get some disruption. I sent Bob right where they were trying to push, like they were trying to come on through, right on through here. So sending it right in the center just like splits them up to where you've separated their front line and their back line, you know.
10 seconds.
Watch this. Now you can look at that a couple different ways. One, if she decided to push, right in that moment it may have set her on fire, but maybe she heard it and was deterred to push, which let Ana gave Ana time to be expecting the tracer push, you know. None of those. I mean, there's a chance that none of those were even related, and Ana just hit a good dart, but it's interesting. It's just a thought. What a good dynamite with it. Oh, that was great. Ashe is so much fun to play. I really enjoy it.
Incoming.
Boom.
Right on target.
Right on target.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying this, the conversation and the gameplay. This is something that originally, as I was loading into this game, I was like, you know what, I'm going to clip it here. We're going to upload the last stuff out. But I think I'm going to do this as one long conversation upload, because we've touched base on a couple topics and they've reoccurred, and I've touched base on them slightly more and more. So some of the stuff that I was talking about before the last match has now flowed into this game and kind of just continued the discussion, you know. there's so many different variables and elements of a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about, so I don't want it to sound like rigid. You know, you kind of need to flow with me and kind of grasp what I'm talking about, and not
Commences in 30 seconds.
yeah. I think you understand. If you're watching my channel, most likely you're keeping up with the stuff that we talk about here. Or you know, if you haven't, go back and watch some of my other videos. You know, I think that it's time that I really start doing more strategy related stuff, whether it's me just playing and talking, or actually breaking down gameplay videos, because there's a lot of value to not only the channel, but also I think that's fun. It makes it unique. Also, these are topics that I just want gamers to know more. Because I think it's cool.
Here it comes.
Go ahead and get off the floor here. That would have been valuable to actually shoot the. Oh no, that was really bad. I thought I was gonna. You see how I can't move my camera angle. I'll try to show you here. You see how that wall is in an L, and then the other wall is like a line. I thought that I was unaware that that L shape existed, and I knew about the flatter edge. So rather than trying to move my mouse rapidly in a moment, I tried to place the back corner, like my back shoulder, up against that wall, and then shotgun, so I could keep a relative angle on the fair without having to completely readjust. But that's where knowing the map and every little inch of it really matters. This is risky.
Why we stopped?
Even throwing that dynamite could be extremely risky, because if the fair coming back sees it. Because my whole goal here is I want this angle. No. Dang, dude. I could have done that cleaner. I played it a little slow because I was unsure. I'm just gonna stand here and throw dynamite. I was unsure how fast the reaction was gonna be. This is actually kind of bad because I think it's just gonna feed their supports, but I think it's funny at the same time. Alright, so they're starting to come for me now. Oh, you don't actually get up there with that? Okay.
Do something.
That's the longest bob I've ever said.
Here it comes.
Helden sterben nicht.
Reload.
I'm on fire.
I'm still a bit embarrassed of the missing on the fair when I had the clear shot, you know? I didn't know how she was gonna react. Like, if a good fair's got like that real fast awareness, you know? And so if I shoot her once, she's gonna then react by moving. It like pretty much where I was aiming. I was reacting to where I thought she would move rather than where she actually was in the current moment, to just stay ahead of the game, you know, of what's going on. See if I can make this jump. Oh. This the whole reason I want to move right there is, you know, you could look at that and be like, well, this is to kill the Hanzo, but it's because we have this our Pharah focused on their Hanzo, so like we want to keep that dual angle pressure going.
Fire in the hole! Bob, do something! Somebody get me some healing.
I have secured the payload.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Look at those angles.
Hey.
Notice that. Use that in the future. I mean, that's a good window, good damage. And I sent Bob there in that scenario, almost like a dive character to interact with our Winston.
Poser.
Because their backline was really squishy, right? Like Lucio Mercy. So what we want to try to do is capitalize on that. And, Bob does great hitting squishy targets.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Good. That was a good game. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, there's obviously little things that I could go ahead and point out and be like, oh, I could have hit this shot there or that shot there and play this slightly better, and that's definitely something I'll take note of. But in pertaining to those specific moments, a lot of it was related to me being aware of the situation and the person that I'm shooting at not being so aware of the situation and them not moving where I thought they would move to, so it like threw me off, you know. It's no excuse, but it at least explains like where my head's at. Alrighty. That was a fun game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Open up some discussion. Feel free to drop like an essay. I'll take a look at it. But, you know, if you don't have really anything to say and you just enjoyed the video, you can leave it a like. Yeah, I had a fun time making this one. The last two games were fun. And, yeah, I don't know. I had a good time. That's all I got.